Alright everyone, welcome back to Warhammer 40,000 Chaos Gate Daemonhunters. Thanks for joining us today. It's been a few days since I recorded this last, so it will take just a couple seconds to kind of reacclimate myself. As I last recall, we had just finished a mission, which was rather traumatic to our team. We do have light wounds on a few of our guys, as well as kind of normal wounds on Voldred. These light wounds are going to be expiring here pretty shortly. And then we do have a Grandmaster's report coming up in about 26 days. So, taking a look at our resources, we have 5 requisition, which we do want to start bringing up a little bit more as we know that Grandmaster's report is coming up. Hopefully we can get some better gear and potentially better recruits here in the near future. We do have 1 Prognosticar, which we can attune to a system, which we'll probably be doing that early on. I do recall that I wanted to do it somewhere. I'll need to see which one that I wanted to. And then we also have another grimoire. So each grimoire, we have not talked about this, but it does provide a 20% bonus to the research speed, which is super useful. And then we also have some servitors, so 29 of them in total, and we'll likely be using those to start some repairs, as well as produce some additional modifications to the ship. But let's go ahead and take a look at our barracks here. Just to remind ourselves, we have 4 injured soldiers, we have 3 uninjured soldiers, as well as our Vindicare assassins. So in the event that we do need to drop a strike team, we are going to be just fine there. We could potentially get a Calidus, Calexis, or an Averser assassin. Right now I don't think those are going to be necessary. I do want to continue to level up the Vindicare. Going over to the ship status, we did take a little bit of damage here previously. That's going to be over here. Yeah, maximum hull integrity restored. 8 servitors in 18 days. We do have plenty of servitors, and I don't foresee us going down too low in the hull integrity right now. So I think what we're going to start with is actually the plasma reactor here. So a little bit expensive at 12 servitors, but it is relatively quick at 12 days. So ideally, we'll be able to finish this, and then on our way to the next mission, go into the... keep missing it there. The mechanical bay there, and restore the hull integrity. So in addition, we have the Exterminatus, gun batteries, and void shields, which are going to be in here. This will be useful later on down the line as the game starts to unlock a few more features, including ship-to-ship combat. But for right now, let's go back, upgrade the plasma reactor, and then lastly, we will go and remind ourselves of the research here. So I want to say, yes, we do have a single Poxa seat, which will allow us to get just about any of these early ones right now. I think, so these are Prognosticar specific upgrades. So right now I'm not concerned about those. +1 requisition on the Poxwalker Necropsy. I think that's going to be important here for the storyline very quickly, but right now we probably don't need it. So then let's go with what we could potentially do for our stratagems. All visible enemies afflict immobilize. Strength of Spirit increases Knight's critical hit chance, which could be incredibly useful. As well as Gate of Infinity. This one is probably one of the most valuable stratagems that you can possibly have, especially early game. It does take 1 AP away from your knights, but on the flip side, it allows you to clear certain missions incredibly quickly. All knights and combat servitors teleport to any visible location. So let's assume you just start the turn, you find the enemy boss, and your knights are going to die otherwise because you have 32 people around you. Use this, go there, kill the boss, done in 1 round. So it might be a little cheesy. In fact, I know it is, but we're still going to pick this just to start, as we may need all the help we can get with with my limited strategic ability. So let's go ahead and look out at the star map here. We are within range of neither of these options, I believe. Yes, and actually, as I recall, we wanted to attune the Prognosticar to this system here. And the reason for that is if we look, we have the ability to attune it to 4, or sorry, not this one, but 4 different systems, as well as this here, which is a pretty good AoE, so to speak, for the Prognosticar. Eventually, we'll also want to be putting one here once we get another one, but I think for right now, we'll put it here, and that will also allow us to get to this location in time to actually run it. All right, and just like we thought, we have barely enough time to get there. And considering that this is giving us, let's see, 2, 1, and 1 requisition, as well as a minus corruption, I think we're going to take this. It does have at least some bloom there, which we can harvest. And considering that our Grand Master's report is going to be up in 26 days, I think this is going to be the one that we want to touch on. Now, obviously, this would be also important as a +5, but given that we don't necessarily have skills to win with only 3 units just yet, we do have some relatively inexperienced troops. Don't necessarily have all the skills that they need or the mastercrafted equipment. And especially since the extra stuff for the extra requisition, excuse me, sorry, tripping over my words here, is that we don't use mastercrafted equipment. We have very, very little of that right now, are not relying on it very much, so I think that's going to be just perfect. As we travel here, we should get access to most of our units here. I think maybe Harn will be back in time. It actually, in fact, does not look like it, and that's okay. We did get 2 of our other knights back in action, but I don't think that'll be too much of an issue either way. Alright, seek and destroy the bloom spawn. As we fought last time, the bloom spawn are very large plant-like things, and win the mission without mastercrafted melee weapons. I don't actually think we're using any mastercrafted melee weapons right now, because the only ones we have are from the DLC. So if we take a look at our requisition here, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9, which gives us at least, I want to say at least 1 additional requisition here, considering how much we want to spend on the Grand Master's report. So let's go ahead and start the mission. We will be selecting it and then taking a look at our crew here. We have our Vindicare Assassin, we have our Purgator, which I think was actually very, very valuable in the last round. We will switch you. You are heavily injured, and you are our Interceptor. We don't have another Interceptor, but we do have Iolanthus and Boars. I think we'll go with Boars because we want Boars to start leveling up here. He is also already in Terminator armor, which could make him extremely useful for some defensive plays. Other than that, though, I think we are just going to leave the other 2 with us. So maybe we could trade out Iolanthus for something else. However, we do need to change out his ranged weapon to be generic. Either way. Yeah, you know what? I think we're gonna have Iolanthus as our carry, so to speak. And other than that, okay, just making sure we have no mastercrafted, no mastercrafted, and no mastercrafted. All right, I think we are ready to go. So let's get it started. Man, our ship does look pretty, though. Even with the damage, it looks good. I don't recall what this map looks like. I remember getting to the point at certain areas in the campaign where the map started to look familiar, and the strategies were relatively similar, but I have not gotten to that point right now. So let's go ahead and take a look.
The Astra Militarum are engaged in a protracted campaign below.
The Bloomspawn will have easy access to loose biomatter, consuming it to accelerate their growth.
Then we must bathe every last one in purifying flame.
Alrighty, so let's take a look at what we got around here. A little bit of lag, actually. Bloomspawn. Where is the Bloomspawn? So it is up to our north, relatively speaking. And this crane could prove very useful. Oh, you know what? I am an idiot. I could have actually left with that Mastercrafted Bolter on, which would have been super useful considering it is armor piercing because it was just Mastercrafted melee weapons. Oops. Alright, well, nonetheless, no reason to worry about it now. Let's go ahead and start moving. Alright. I still want to keep you a little bit safer, even if it's silly. Alright, and then lastly, let's move you just right over here. No reason not to. Haven't run into a patrol just yet, although this is probably a little dangerous moving up like this. Oh, still no patrol. I suppose we can be a little more aggressive here. I would expect one to be up perhaps right around here, or alternatively somewhere in this area. We'll see if that's going to be the case. Alright, sorry for the cut there, guys. I realized that for some reason my graphics settings got reset to a default. So VSync was on and everything, and that was causing me a little bit of a performance issue. So we are back here, taking a look around. And again, I'm really surprised we haven't seen any sort of patrol here. Although this has to be something, right? No, it's nothing at all. Alright, let's go, Terminator. Alright, I'm going to jinx it and say this might be a little bit easier than I anticipated. And just hope that I'm speaking out to the universe what I want. Because Lord knows I can't take another set of heavily injured Grey Knights right now. Oh, there we are. Alright. If they're not moving, how do we want to play this? We could go around to the left here, which may end up exposing us to any squad over here. We could alternatively go over to the right and potentially have access to some of these explosive implements, which I think is actually what we're going to do. So let's go ahead and set everyone up over here.
I am an instrument of vengeance.
You are going to move over here since you have incredibly long range. I'll move you down here, and then the Purgator with some heavy-duty long-range fire is going to be moving over here. And if absolutely necessary, ooh, there you go. Alright, looks like just one gun. Everything else is melee. That's okay. We're good with dealing.
Brothers, stand ready.
So we do have one bloom seed available to us. If we hit this, who's going to get hit? So we get kill 2, heavily damage 1. We do have 3 AP to do it with. Let's take a look at what else we have available. Can our assassin hit anyone? No.
What is your will?
Feel like we should probably have you on an Overwatch trajectory, because these guys aren't going to be able to get through here unless they go around. I don't think the AI is going to have them go around. So perhaps what we do is we allow them to move up on us. That's kind of a strange thing, but okay.
I am here to serve.
Do you have a... No, you don't. Ooh, you know what? I think that's going to be what we want to do. So we'll be able to Psychic Blast that. That will take 1 AP as well as 2 willpower. That's okay. Once we do that, though, that will make it much more... or much easier to get this bloom spawn. Or this bloom seed, excuse me. Potentially in just 1 melee strike. It's not going to make any difference in terms of killing these 2 here, because that explosion will do that for us, but it will make this one a little bit easier to kill. Hopefully without getting into our teammates.
Justice.
Alright, and I think lastly, we are actually going to have you move over here. Now, what are we going to have you do? We don't have an Overwatch for you, so I suppose we just kind of sit and wait. Let's move you over here. Oh, that's absolutely not helpful. We'll Aegis Shield. Alright, well, that was a bad maneuver. I would have thought he can move around here, but I suppose this guy must be blocking him. Definitely a mistake on my part, but oh well, lesson learned. Alternatively, okay, this is going to be really stupid, but let's go ahead and set this up. Just on the off chance that someone tries to run around and go this direction, which I could see as quite plausible. Would prefer not to get the explosive on that guy, but that's such is the way. All right, I think we're ending a turn here. Ooh. Okay, potentially. As long as our Bloomspawn guy doesn't get Shrek'd here. No, no! Oh! Oh, that just about bit me in the butt. Alright, we'll take the 2 damage here. That's not that concerning. Whew, that was dangerous. Alright, so you... So if we force strike... Oh no, we don't need to force strike to get the Pox of Seeds. We just need to kill you. Perfect. Let's see, can you hit with the Exodus pistol? Yes, you can. And I believe that gives you 1 AP back. Ouch. What? No, it does not give you 1 AP back. What does killing something with the Exodus pistol do? It ignores cover. 50%. Okay, 50% chance if you kill something with the pistol. Okay, that's good enough. You get 1+ crit damage, or I could alternatively just murder you. So let's go with that one, yeah?
For the golden throne. Yes.
Alright, and then the Exodus pistol can't use on that one. It only ignores partial cover, so that is unfortunate. But, alternatively, let's see. How much experience do you have? A 111 to 125. We could just move you over, and then you do a grand total of 4 damage, 5 damage, or... Yeah, you're not going to be able to kill in 1 turn. But if we move over here... do that. And then finally move our Purgator over here. That will allow us to feed you a little bit of XP. You're going to level up anyway, but just give me a little bit of peace of mind.
We are the hammer.
Alright, quite loud. Alright, I think that's all we need for right now. So let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. Oh, there is 1 guy still remaining. I didn't realize he was there. Okay, well, at least he's going to be going for our Terminator, which automatically has 2 additional armor. He may alternatively choose to hit the Purgator, but I doubt that with his movement range. Yeah, okay. Not a big deal. Unexpected. I thought there was only 1 gunner, but clearly was wrong. Alright, so we'll have reinforcements coming in behind us, so we will want to be making a move over to more defensible cover. Don't know if that's going to be maybe over here, or I don't really want to engage any reinforcements that are over here while also having stuff on the back side. So, let's see. So if we have you, tell you what, if we have you move over here, you will be able to melee attack twice. Good enough. Alright, and that's enough. Definitely want to move our assassin over to the backside. Again, love his voice. What a great filter, as it were. And then how are we going to make this work? We'll go ahead and do this. And then lastly, Ulrich will... I mean, I feel like this is probably safe, right? Famous last words, but I feel like that's probably safe. We'll just Aegis, just for, you know, extra security. There's not even any enemies, but it's good to have it to get into. That way I don't forget about it.
I sense the enemy.
Alright, grenade launcher. I see a poxwalker. Oh, just 4 poxwalkers and a grenade launcher. That's not a bad deal. We can definitely clean those guys up very, very quickly. We'll continue to move up. Probably centralize around this area. That way the poxwalkers will be relatively centralized. And they're probably going to be coming, it looks like, in this direction. However, we might be able to manipulate the AI to move a little bit closer to the right side here. Not sure that we want to do that per se, but it could be valuable. So let's just move you over here. We'll move... We may actually just want to leave our Vindicare...
Vindicare at your disposal.
Yeah, we'll leave our Vindicare here. They don't have any ranged weapons within a reasonable distance. And let's see, 14. So they're definitely not going to be able to move in close enough. And we'll call that good. So this is definitely not the speedrun version of the map. We're just trying to take as little damage as possible. That's my preference here. Alright, so we can definitely try and get some... Oh, crap. Forgot about that. But we can absolutely try and make a grenade play here. I think that's what we might end up doing. So we can get some pretty good damage off of that. Our Purgator is a little bit out of range. If we move here,
Awaiting directions.
won't be able to do that. Let's see. Potentially a 1+ crit. And if we move you here, we'll be able to... You know, it might just throw 2 grenades? I mean, I know that's probably wasteful, but I feel like that's probably not the worst thing that we could do.
I am an instrument of vengeance.
At the very least, we toss the 1. You know what, actually? Here's what we'll do. This will blow up the wall, if I remember correctly. Perfect. That gives us the availability to clear out a lot of these guys, actually. So if we move you over here, you'll be able to shoot that guy.
Finding better ground.
I don't think... Yeah, you can't shoot that one, but that's okay. That's not a really big concern. Too far away to get that. So let's get you out of there. That'll clear our other guys up to deal with some of these ones. So this one is just a 1 health wonder. Might be worth... Can you kill this guy? No. Your teammates are in the way, unfortunately. But if you move over here, you'll be able to kill this one.
Firing on.
Long-range Purgator. Excellent decision. And then this one as well. We do have to remember that there is a grenade launcher in the background. Don't necessarily know where it is. It looked like it was coming around this side. But not really too concerned about it right now. We'll move you. Kill the extra poxwalker. And then I think probably what? This guy's going to run in and get bladed. Or not bladed, sorry. Incinerated. But we also might want to protect Iolanthus. I think they can jump over that, but if they do, they're not going to be able to reach any of our units in time. And hopefully the grenade launcher is going to be out of range to actually do anything. Yeah, hunkered down. Okay. Fair enough. So he's on fire. And that's enough. Alright, so at this point, we're definitely just going to start going into a little bit of speedrun mode. The grenade launcher on the back is not terrifying. And since it seems like there's absolutely nothing between us and our prey, we'll continue to move forward here. I feel like I might have stumbled onto an easy mission accidentally. Not that I'm complaining about that in any way. And then here, we might actually end up moving you over here so that we can get a reload. It's probably worth killing that guy, but oh, he skipped the flames. Darn it. All right, and then one more round until we get the additional bloom there. So let's move over here. Ah, there we are. Okay, so they are a little far away. Let's reload everyone's weapon here. We'll get into good cover.
I have sanctified my realm.
And then Iolanthus last of all. Alright, and then we do need to remember, we did not remember last time, but we have the stratagem to give our knights extra ability points. So I think that's going to be very, very important here in the coming engagement, especially given that the bloom spawn is going to give some additional resilience to our enemy. Let's see, can we get an engagement here? Nope, not in time. That's okay. Alright, what will the Warp Surge bring to us this time? A Plague Zone. Oh. Lucky us. That absolutely has zero effect on anything we do. That could not have been a more perfect, implementation of that. So I think let's move our Terminator up. Alright, so we have one Plague Marine. We have... Oh, and a bloom spawn rift. Interesting. Okay, so this is the bloom spawn. This is different than the last one. So this one has a target blast attack over area 2 at range 14 to deal 4 damage and afflicts a random affliction for 2 turns. Enemies heal for 2. So range 14 is quite long. Precision targets get an additional 2 damage. That's fine. There's no armor on this one, which is quite nice, and no additional abilities. Crit chance of 10%. All right. Now let's take a look at the other enemies here. There is a grenade launcher, a regular stubber. What are you? Just a regular stubber. Is that the same one? Is that just one guy? Yep. And then definitely saw... Okay, so another stubber. And then, of course, our enemy Plague Marine here. Which does have disgustingly resilient. Targets himself to heal 3. And it is immune to autos when that occurs.
Yes, Commander.
Let's see. What do we do if we hit this? Anything? Nope. No damage to the enemy. We're not within range of anyone, which is unfortunate. So let's go ahead and move forward a little bit. I have a feeling... So range 14. That is...
Yes.
So let's assume this is also range 14. So generally, if we move to here... Let's see. So if we move to here, we can hit it, which means that it can hit us, which means that our Terminator is unfortunately in the line of fire. That might be worth moving back a little bit for. We'll move him back. Move you behind heavy cover. You are already behind heavy cover, and then you probably need to go over here,
Firing position.
which will allow you to hopefully kill this guy? No. It ignores partial cover, unfortunately. Does not block full cover. Darn. That is unfortunate. Alright. Well, let's take a look. Is there anything else that we can hit? Nope, at this point. So, we'll go ahead and end the turn. We do know that we have additional enemies coming in here from the top.
At your service.
If we take a look at this, this will drop directly on top of the units. Range 8 deals 8 and is armor piercing, so that could come in significant handy, and then also this as well if we get people rushing us from the side. We also have this, which will be useful as we need it, but for right now, let's go ahead and end the turn. These guys are quite slow, which is nice, I suppose. Yeah, so he's going to deal probably just 1 damage. Yeah, that is beyond range. Might want to use the explosive there. Ow.
Strong we shall stand.
Okay, that was a little closer than I anticipated. My bad.
Die, abomination!
And a time bomb. Okay, it's good. As long as we are not pinned, that's probably okay. And a double time bomb. We are good with that. And he is pinned, unfortunately. Alright, let's see what comes in on this next. It's like 4 riflemen. I think. Those are all riflemen, right? So let's see, we have 1, 2, 3. Okay, so there is 1 grenadier up there. Okay. That's alright. We can still take care of these guys. Vindicare is going to be moving. This is, I mean, it's kind of close. Not my favorite. But truthfully, it's difficult to find a better place for him right now. Especially considering if we move him here, he can take 2 shots. We'll do Exodus Pistol on both of them, and that may give him an additional point of AP. 50% chance. Alright, and looks like he did in fact get it, which is super nice, so that will allow us to move him over here. Alright, Purgator is taking a little bit of damage, not a terrible amount. But this guy is behind cover that we don't like. If we move over here, we lose all of our AP, which is not ideal. If we move you over here, we can kill someone. Still not ideal, though. This might be useful, because this knocks these guys out of cover. Significantly so. And while we're here, maybe we want to take this guy out. That would be useful. Alternatively, we could do a little bit of damage to this guy, but I don't think that's going to be enough. So we have 2 AP left. Let's take a look. Sanctified Kill Zone would allow us to hit... I guess it doesn't really matter what happens to this guy, but would allow us to hit the Plague Marine. Interesting that it doesn't allow... Oh, just out of range. Okay. Simple enough. That is the simple truth there. And then with our last set of AP, we'll need to move out of there. Not a bad play, I think. Getting the vulnerable on the Chaos Space Marine will be super valuable here. And we do want to continue to stay away from... affliction resisted. Darn it. Okay. Are you immune to all afflictions? You are, no, you have a 50% resistance. Okay. Fair enough. Fair enough. And then lastly, we will likely move you over here. Huh. I did not know you could attack that. Oh, no, you cannot attack that. You can explode it, triggering it, but that's not what we're going to do here. Ooh. That's tempting, but I think that would be stupid. That would leave our Terminator open to attacks from him, him, and him. So we also need to remember we do have this guy over here, as well as this Grenadier in the back. It may actually be worth popping a stratagem right now. So 2 additional AP would allow you to kill this guy, And you take a bit of damage. But I'm okay with a bit of damage. And let's see. So it's range 2, right? So 1, 2, 1, 2. Yeah, so out of range for that, unfortunately. If we toss a grenade, how much do we do? We're able to get both of them. I would love to knock... I can't remember if you can knock enemies off. That, unfortunately, I do not recall. But it may actually be very useful to get this, because that would destroy quite a bit of cover. Yeah, I think we'll do that. That'll destroy quite a bit of cover, cause some knockback. Nice. And that guy is... he's not out of commission, but he's definitely a ways away. 7 damage on the Rend the Unclean. That could be very, very useful next turn. And then, yes, I think we are going to be popping something on these guys. Shoot. Trying to think a little bit more tactically here. We need to leave this guy alive. He's going to do some damage, but it is what it is, you know? So if you move, you can attack here, but not here. That's fine. If you move here, you can do 2 attacks. You will be open to fire from both of these guys, but it does kill the one on top. Alternatively, if we toss a grenade, that kills the both of you. I know we're using a lot of resources here, but I feel like in this case it's going to be very important to do. So... either way, not ideal, but let's see. And if we do a 4 strike, we will have an additional 1. Perhaps instead, what we should do is take the 5 armor in total. We'll take a bit of damage from the Space Marine, which does 4 damage at range 10. 4 damage, sorry, excuse me, at range 5. 2 damage at range 10. And then this guy, we'll just let him do whatever he needs to do. He doesn't do a whole lot of damage. He is just a Grenadier. But we don't want to let him get in range of the Bloom Spawn. So, let's go ahead and do a little bit of resilience here. And then, I think, what do we do here? Can we shoot you? No, we can't. Alright. Do 3 armor. Call it good. Nothing's perfect. Alright, our cover's pretty much gone, but we weren't relying on it anyway, so not a big deal. Not a big deal.
Attack! Kill them all! Eat this!
Alright, 2 damage on the shield there. And you're going to set Overwatch. That's fine by me.
You will bleed!
You're going to do... oh, that's extended range, so that's just -1. And then this guy's going to come and attack Iolanthus, which we're not concerned about, really. Yeah, absolutely. We're good with that. And then this guy is also going to do a little bit of attacking. Oh, maybe not. Who's gonna... okay. Oh, can I use a pitch? Huh. Interesting. I would have thought he can't step out that far. But he certainly can. Pin goes down on the Terminator. Although, this still allows us to shoot that explosive there. You know, I'm coming to regret my my move on letting this guy live. Perhaps we should have just taken the extra turn to kill him. Regardless, we did not. So if we move over here, we'll do take him down to 10. If we give him Quicksilver. That'll give him an additional 2, which we can use to either do Hammer Hand. Or alternatively, Rend the Unclean with 7. Either way, we kill him. So let's bring it down here. We'll use Quicksilver on you. Because I have to remember, these aren't trade-offs. These are just straight buffs. So do we want Rend the Unclean, or we can do an additional 5 with a 100% crit? A stun might not be bad. Well, no, actually, that doesn't work at all. He has 5. So let's go ahead and disable the ranged weapon. Shouldn't make any difference whatsoever. But alright, and then lastly, just an auto strike is good enough. I definitely overthought that, but I'm not gonna complain about it, truthfully. Do some damage to you. You will take, what, 2 damage? An additional 2 damage? Unless we can get you. Yeah, that'll be perfect. Take a disrupt shot. And then we can move. So if you move up here, you'll be able to take a shot at him. That will leave you a little bit exposed, but I believe that we can hit you.
The pain will set you free.
Can you kill this guy? Yes, you can. And then you will be able to move over here. Oh, there's another patrol. Interesting. I suppose we should have seen that one coming. Take down this guy. Seems a little loud. Let's go ahead and drop that down a little bit more here. Apologize if it was quite loud. I know episodes 3 and 4 were quite loud. Unfortunately, I didn't realize until after I had already made those, but we have learned from our mistakes. So, let's go ahead and take the pot shot at you. You're still over in at least light cover right now. Looks like you pinned. Wait, oh, where did that guy come from? Okay. Whoops. Gonna do a little bit of damage to Iolanthus, but we're not worried about that. So Iolanthus is definitely gonna be taking some light wounds here. But oh no, you're in range of it. Oh crap. Alright, didn't realize that was there. Time bomb up and out. Jeez, those guys are all over Iolanthus. Alright. Vindicator, you are out of ammunition. Or Vindicator. Sorry, Vindicator. Watching too much Rick and Morty. Alright, let's go ahead and take out this guy.
You have been judged.
And then, do you have the ability to shoot this guy? No, you don't. But that's unconcerning.
Advancing.
Move a little over, and then let's heal you. You are quite low. And then this should hopefully allow us to be a little bit further away from the bloom spawn. So that does purify us, which was the goal here. That gets rid of that additional plague proc. And then if we move here, we'll be able to get that Poxus seed. Man, Terminators run. That may still put us in range of that bloom spawn, but I think it's going to be okay. All right, now you are very, very close to getting exploderized. I would prefer that not happen. So let's just go. I mean, yeah, let's just move there.
Enemy down.
No reason to hide there.
Moving now.
And then the one grenade launcher is not going to be able to do anything except pin and potentially pop an explosion. We'll move you up here behind heavy cover. He's going to pin both of these guys, but it's unfortunately just a risk. Ooh, actually, you know what? Could we... How much do you have? You have 8 HP. You do 5 damage. Or, ooh, can we? Yes. Okay, so we should be able to just kill you very quickly. Oh, no. Never mind. I thought we would have an additional AP. We do not. Oh, you can pin both. Okay. And he's probably going to pop a time grenade as well. Oh, interesting. He only goes for our Purgator. I don't know quite how the enemy chooses to choose their targets, but the zone of weakness appears for the next 3 turns. And the Bloom Spawn is out of range with that, which is interesting. I would not have expected that. Let's see. So we've already used our one stratagem here. I'm not disappointed with the usage of it. Let's move over here. Can you kill? No, you cannot. And so since you are pinned right now, let's try and use... Wait, how much AP do you have left? Oh, definitely not worth it.
Firing.
Not worth the crit. Especially when you get that. Oh, that's amazing. And then we know from experience that being on that corner will get us hit by the Bloom Spawn. So let's take the opportunity to reload. You don't seem to be getting attacked by that. Ooh, how do we want to do this? So if you move over here, you'll have 1 action point remaining. Can you attack from there? Yes, you can, but it's going to take some doing. You have a range 10. So let's go ahead and reload first and foremost. And then the other thing is, what do? You do 4 damage in total. But you also afflict plague. So there's no reason to move our Terminator in just yet. And we'll do Aegis as a matter of good practice. And then end the turn. No harm, no foul. Let's make our move around the side here. It's going to be all of the aggressive plays as quickly as we can. Let's see, there's no reason to do that. Do we want to pop Cybolt? I mean, there's no reason to pop it. It's just 1 damage. Again, another thing that's going to come back to bite me. But hey, you know. Can you attack from here? Yes, you can. Oh, you are needing to reload? I thought you had 1 more left. Apparently that is not the case. Let's do a little bit of damage. Let's see, how do we... So it's a range of 2, or area of 2. So if we move here... Are you immune to afflictions? Immune to all afflictions. Okay. Not helpful. So you do 2 damage at range. At that range, at least. Alright, now you do 4. I think we just gotta be hyper aggressive here. Now, if we're doing this right, we're keeping all of our guys at least relatively safe from getting double tapped by the bloom spawn. He's gonna do something. He's gonna hurt someone today. Okay, never mind. Apparently range 2, or area 2, is larger than I thought it was. Is that range? Yeah, that's area 2. So where was he? 1, 2... I don't know. I don't know. Perhaps I misunderstood, I suppose. So you do... Let's see. Let's get you a little closer. Actually, why don't we just... Yeah. So we can do Hammer Hand, which will give us an additional 2 damage.
Your end is near.
Which seriously hurts it. I think we can do this on this turn. We took some significant damage, but honestly, it's not the end of the world. Oh, nice. Nice, nice, nice. Alright, and I think we're going to give this to our Vindicare. Perfect.
Has been purged. Return your squad and I shall attend to the remainder below.
Alright, and there's the hard-fought victory. Let's take a look at our casualties and see what kind of damage we soaked up in that last mission. Definitely handled better than the mission in, I want to say, episode 4, where we took a lot of damage on Voldred. I would not be surprised, though, if the Purgator was out for a little bit longer here. Alright, we did win the mission without Mastercrafted melee weapons. It wouldn't have really helped to have the Mastercrafted bolter, although I still feel a little bit stupid about that. And we did get the seed, which was good. Corruption -1, requisition +1, so a grand total of 4. And we get the option of a rank 2 apothecary in Terminator armor, a rank 1 storm bolter, and a rank 1 warding stave. So let's take a look here. So you have 4 damage, range 10, 4 rounds of ammunition, as well as, what is that, plus 10% crit chance. So nothing super special about that. Apothecary, and then let's see what the stave is. Additional +1 damage, 25% chance to trigger Aegis shield, and 10% focus. So that's a 35% chance for the Aegis reaction, if I'm understanding correctly. I don't see anything I really want right now. Perhaps the Apothecary, but it is a Terminator Apothecary. That's generally not what I do with my Apothecary, so we're just gonna let it go right now. We're gonna keep banking it up, and we'll see what we need on the next time we see the commander. All right, so taking a look at the wounds here, we had 3 light wounds. Iolanthus, Boars, or no, sorry, Iolanthus, Bask, and Novak are Vindicare. However, they are all light wounds, so relatively short period of time before they get back into things. And then we do have promotions available. So I think we're going to go ahead and start the next episode with those promotions. But for right now, thanks for joining us. Hope you had a good time, and we'll see you for the next episode.